Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kumbh Mela,
Mm-hmm.
which is this massive Hindu pilgrimage and festival.
It is.
So
That's fantastic.
yeah, it's going to be really cool to get into that.
Yeah.
So I guess like the first question is, what is the Kumbh Mela and what makes it so special?
Well, the Kumbh Mela, it's more than just like a regular festival or a gathering or something. It's really a confluence of faith and tradition, um, and just like the search for spiritual liberation. It's all kind of woven into this one really big event.
Okay.
And there's a really interesting story behind it, too, rooted in mythology.
Oh, okay, let's hear it. I'm always down for a good myth.
All right, so it all starts with the Samudra Manthan, which is like the churning of this cosmic ocean. So you got to imagine like gods and demons all working together. They're using this mountain as like a churning stick,
Okay.
and then this giant supin as a rope.
Wow. Okay, that's a visual.
Yeah.
So how does that lead to the Kumbh Mela, though?
So from all this churning, like all these treasures emerged, including the Amrita, which is the nectar of immortality.
Right.
And then this huge chase ensued between the gods and the demons for the nectar. And during this chase, drops of it spilled in 4 different locations: Prayagraj, Haridwar, Nashik Trimbakeshwar, and Ujjain. And these became like the sacred sites for the Kumbh Mela.
So the Kumbh Mela is held in 4 different places.
Exactly, yep.
Wow. And what makes those places so special?
So each site is located near a sacred river, and each one holds a really big religious significance.
Okay.
For instance, Haridwar is where the Ganges River descends from the Himalayas.
Wow.
And these locations aren't just random. They're tied to that very myth that gave birth to the Kumbh Mela.
That's so cool. But how often does this incredible event actually happen?
So that's where things get a little more interesting. It actually follows a celestial schedule that's dictated by a really specific alignment of Jupiter, the Sun, and the Moon.
So you can't like mark it on your calendar for the same date every year?
No, not at all.
Wow.
There's actually different types of Kumbh Melas, and each one has its own frequency that's determined by these astrological positions.
Okay.
So we have the normal Kumbh Mela, which happens every 3 years.
Okay.
We have the Ard Kumbh Mela every 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
The Purna Kumbh Mela, which happens every 12 years.
Okay.
And then the grandest of them all is the Maha Kumbh Mela, which is held at Prayagraj every 144 years.
Whoa. So it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Yeah, it really is
For sure.
for most people.
One of the things that I thought was really interesting from our research was about the Nagababas.
Yeah, the Nagabagas are really fascinating. They're often called the naked yogis, and they're this captivating presence at the Kumbh Mela.
Yeah.
They renounce societal norms, and they dedicate their lives to this spiritual pursuit, which is reflected in their appearance.
Right. They cover their bodies with ash and they have those long dreadlocks, right?
Yes, exactly.
I read that it's like a symbolic representation of their devotion to Lord Shiva.
You're exactly right. And their presence has this really cool historical significance as well. So during Mughal rule, they formed these warrior monk groups called akharas, and they did this to protect Hindu traditions. And it's crazy to think that their lineage might even stretch back to the Indus Valley civilization.
Oh, wow. That's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
There are different kinds of babas that attend the Kumbh Mela, though, right?
Yeah, there's actually several different types of sadhus that attend. Each one has its own practices and traditions. They're highly revered, and it's super important to treat them with respect, and to make sure that you ask permission before taking photos.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like stepping into a living history book.
Yeah, it really is.
But beyond the Nagababas, what else can somebody expect if they go to the Kumbh Mela?
Well, you can kind of imagine it like this vibrant tapestry that's woven from ritual bathing and religious discourses, and then also music and entertainment. It's really a celebration of life in all its forms.
So it's not just like a somber pilgrimage.
Oh, no, definitely not. It's about purification and liberation, but it's also about community and commerce and that joy of shared faith. There's fairs and performances, and it's just this constant buzz of activity.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really something else.
But with millions of people attending, like how do the authorities even handle such a massive event?
That's a great question, and it comes up all the time. Organizing the Kumbh Mela is like this logistical marvel. It requires this meticulous planning and coordination on a scale that we rarely see anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
It's like providing basic necessities like food and water and sanitation for
Right.
that many people. That has to be a challenge in and of itself.
Right.
And then there's the crowd management too, especially during those key bathing days,
Yeah.
preventing stampedes and ensuring the smooth flow of pilgrims to and from the river. That's paramount.
Wow, so it's not just a spiritual undertaking.
No.
It's a testament to human ingenuity and organizational skills as well.
Absolutely. And in recent years, technology has played an even bigger role in managing the event.
Really? What kind of technology are we talking about?
Well, think about the challenges of locating like a lost child or an elderly person in a crowd of millions of people.
Yeah.
So to address that, authorities have introduced things like digitally tagged wristbands for children
Oh, wow.
and GPS tracking systems.
That's really impressive. It sounds like they're blending ancient traditions with modern solutions.
Yeah, exactly. They've also implemented facial recognition technology, and they've developed apps to help pilgrims navigate the vast Mela grounds and find information about events and even report any issues they might encounter.
It sounds like they've thought of everything.
Yeah, they really have.
I'm curious, though, for somebody who isn't Hindu, what's the takeaway from all of this? Like, why should they care about the Kumbh Mela?
That's a great question. I think the Kumbh Mela holds this really universal message that kind of transcends religious boundaries.
Okay, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so at its core, it's really about the human search for meaning and connection and just something greater than ourselves. And the idea of washing away sins and starting anew, that resonates across cultures.
Right, I can see that.
And then you think about the sheer scale of the event, millions of people coming together in the spirit of peace and unity. That's a really powerful image in a world that's often divided by differences.
It certainly is.
It's a testament to the enduring power of faith and tradition, and really our shared humanity. It shows that even in our modern, technology-driven world, the desire for spiritual connection and transcendence, that remains a really powerful force.
You've definitely given our listeners a lot to ponder, this idea of stepping outside of your comfort zone and embracing a different culture and witnessing something as monumental as the Kumbh Mela firsthand. It's like an invitation to broaden your perspective.
Yeah, exactly. It's an opportunity to witness that diversity of human experience and to really connect with something larger than yourself.
So as we're wrapping up our deep dive into the Kumbh Mela, I'm left with this sense of awe and wonder. This event, with its roots in ancient mythology and its vibrant traditions and just the incredible scale, is truly unlike anything else on Earth.
It really is. It's this remarkable fusion of faith, ritual, and spectacle.
Yeah. And it leaves us with this thought-provoking question. In a world that's often consumed by the demands of modern life, could attending the Kumbh Mela be a way to reconnect with our inner selves and rediscover a sense of shared humanity?
Yeah, it really is like stepping back in time in a way.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a great note to end on. So thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the Kumbh Mela. We hope you've learned something new, and maybe you'll even be inspired to experience it for yourself one day.
That would be amazing.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.